Hello, and welcome back for some more Mechyard survival. In the last episode, we set the Mantis up with a docking station and a patrol route, and we made a start on some aerial drones and getting them to patrol around the base and land and dock and all of that kind of business. And we also got attacked by quite a few drones, so I think on today's agenda I want to upgrade the defences again and add a few more bits around the perimeter of the base. But first, there's a few things. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to the people that have become members of my YouTube channel. Thank you very, very much for your support. It is very much appreciated. And as a thank you, I've decided to build a little signpost in the middle of the Mechyard, displaying the names of all my YouTube members and thanking them for my support. And I will continue to add more names to it as more people become members. So, cheers guys, thank you very much. And in typical fashion, after I started recording this episode, 2 more people decided to join the club, so thank you guys. Your names have been added to the wall, and they will go in the end credits at the end of this episode, and all future episodes. So, cheers very much guys, thanks for all your support. Has that got a red dot on it? Oh dear. I think I must have gotten carried away building robots. What if I turn on the engine on the crawler? Gonna make a difference? No, it's not even making the slightest bit of difference. Damn. I think we need more power. What's my hydrogen like? 34%. And it's dropping because of the H2 engine. Okay, well it seems like we have got power issues once again. I have built a few too many robots and gotten a bit carried away. So, quick solution. I've thrown together a little foundation of a building, which I will probably turn into a power plant at some point, but for now, we are just going to build a couple of hydrogen engines and then go and find a bit of ice and then see what we can do from there. Oh, and there we go. Some of them have recharged now. Let's get the other one finished, just for good measure. Oh, there you go, everybody's launching. Yeah, I was wondering why everything was taking so long to recharge. Right, that is going to rinse through my hydrogen very quickly, isn't it? We are taking a bit of charge though, at least. Right, okay. Oh, that's going to be empty in less than a minute. Right. We need to go and find some ice. We need to deal with the ice situation. Don't know where the nearest ice lake is. I haven't seen one yet. Right, let's jump in the red knee and go and find some ice. Hopefully we can get the power restored. Right, so there is some ice 30 meters-ish below us. Let's deploy the drone and hope for the best, eh? There he goes.
Hi, I am Automaton. I work hard when my owner turns me on. I can get you some uranium ore. Just let me know if you need more. Put me on a journey through space and time, and if you want to break me, that's just fine. You don't need to supervise me. Just keep in mind I need electricity.
Right, there we go. We've got about 50 tons of ice. That should hopefully do us for now. And here we go, back at base. Alright, let's see what difference this makes then. Okay. The O2H2 generators are filling. Hydrogen tanks are filling. And outputting power. I don't think it's enough though, is it? No, it's still not enough. We're still 1.5 megawatts short. I think we just need to build more wind towers. H2 engines are a good backup, but we're just not generating enough power in general. Right. Okay. Let's build more wind turbines. See if that helps. Oh god, we've got another drone incoming. Ugh. Here comes another Hornet. These don't crash into my base again this time. And there it goes, straight into my base. Oh, at least it hit the floor and nothing important. Oh, no, it's taken out another one of them. Oh, for God's sake. Fine, I'll rebuild that again. Brilliant. Okay, well, we finally seem to have our power issues sorted out, kind of. I've had to build a whole new wind farm just to keep up with the power consumption of all these robots I've built. And that drone attack, right in the middle of it all, didn't really help much. Because I've had to rebuild this for the second time now. So I think the next step might be to put some kind of roof on the top of this to keep it a little bit more protected, and then we're definitely going to build some more defense turrets because these drone attacks are getting quite frequent now. So let's have a look at putting a roof on this thing. Oh look, we've run out of iron again. Right. Back in the miner then.
I can perform so many tasks. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask. If anyone tries to ruin your day, give me a turret, I can make them go away. There are lots of pirates in space. I will guard you. You will be safe. I can fly your spaceships too. 1, 2, 3, let's land on the moon.
Right, that should do us for now for iron. 36 tons of it. Right, we can get back to building a roof on this docking station now. Oh look, we've run out of iron again. Right, back in the miner again then.
Hi, I am Automaton. I work hard when my owner turns me on. I can get you some uranium ore. Just let me know if you need more. Put me on a journey through space and time, and if you want to break me, that's just fine. You don't need to supervise me. Just keep in mind I need electricity.
Right, this time we got 70 tons of it. That should hopefully last a little bit longer this time. And now we have a little roof for our Mantis docking station. And it's got a few lights and a few little details like that, and hopefully will help keep it a little bit more covered and a little bit more defended, and hopefully I won't have to rebuild one of those arms again. So the next stage is I want to build some more defense towers, because those drones are getting far too close to the base before they're getting shot down. So let's go and look at what we can do about more defense towers. Right, well, I think I'm gonna do pretty much the same thing that I did with the Gatling towers before. And have a piston with an advanced rotor with a hinge stick a medium head on that hinge. And we'll build a whole bunch of them. And then we're going to need to sort out some turret controllers for them so that we can actually get them working. So I'll get these sorted out, and then we'll head on over to the control tower and sort out some controls for them. Well, that's some autocannon towers sorted out. They are basically exactly the same configuration as the Gatling towers I've done, but I have built them in pairs around the base. So there's a pair here, bending that side. There's a pair over this side, facing that way. There's another pair there, and there's another pair over here. So they are all armed, they are all named and piped up and have ammo in them. So we just need to go and add a bunch of turret controllers to the base computer up in the tower. So let's go and have a look at that. Well then, we have built 8 new towers, so we are going to need 8 new turret controllers. I should just about be able to squeeze them in there. Right, now we've got them welded up, we can get them all named and get them all programmed. So, which one was which? 5 and 6 are over there. So that'll be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Cool. Right, I'll get them named and then we can move on to the programming. Okay then. So, setting up these defense turrets. We set up a defense system in an earlier episode that is controlled by a light in the control tower flicking on and off, and that triggers an event controller which turns on and off all of these different groups here. So first thing I've done is I've added all the new blocks for all the new groups, so they should all work properly straight away. The thing we need to do now is set up the individual control units for each of these new towers, and then we should have a newly upgraded defense system. So I'm just going to whiz through setting up the rotors and guns for all this stuff, and then we can give it a little test and make sure all these new pistons and things retract when they should do. Okay, now we should have some defense towers that work properly when we hit the defense button on. There we go. All of our new defense towers have raised up off the floor. That one works. That one works. That one works. Yep, that's the first 4. And the final one. Cool, everything works properly. So if we then deactivate it, everything should reset to where it should be. Yep. That is the defense system officially upgraded again. Okay, well, before all of the craziness with the power issues and the drones started attacking me, I did build a to-do list sign of things that I want to get done and things that I need to do to progress. And defense towers was already on that list, so we can cross that off. I'm considering building an early warning system, but that's not a priority right now. The biggest issue, I think, is top of that list, and that is ice drilling, ice refinery, and H2 storage. We need to upgrade that. Because if I want to solve these power issues, the best thing I'm going to be able to do about it is get uranium. And if I want uranium, I need to go up to space. And if I want to go up to space right now, without uranium or platinum, I'm going to need hydrogen, and lots of it. So I think the next phase is going to be looking at ice drilling, and what we can do about that. Well then, in order to facilitate our quest for ice and hydrogen, I have thrown together a quick little reconnaissance drone. He's nothing particularly special. Just a battery, some thrusters, some cameras, a gun and some flares, just because why not. I might mass produce him later, but for now I just want him to help us scout for ice, because I have not really seen any ice lakes anywhere nearby, and the only current source of ice I have is a hole in the ground about a kilometre that way, and that's going to run out eventually. So we need to find a proper source of ice. So I've made this guy. So if we press this button here, we can deploy him. And if we go into this control panel, we can take control of him. And then we can go and have a little bit of a look. Some hydrogen. We've got half an hour's flight time, give or take. So a little 15-minute scout out somewhere. You should be okay. What that is. I'll have to have a look at that later. Still not seeing any ice. Oh well, we'll just have to go higher. Higher we get, the better vantage point we can get. We're not seeing anything. Getting up some hydrogen might be trickier than I thought. Ooh, what's that? Aha! There we go. There's an ice lake. What is that? Oh, I don't like to look at these hills. Ooh, looks like we found another abandoned settlement. Ah, a broken combine harvester. Okay, well this is definitely a nice big ice lake. Fantastic. Right, we will make a GPS waypoint here. And that way, we'll be able to hopefully find our way back over here and figure out what we're going to do. The base is 20 kilometers away. It's a long way to go for ice on a regular basis. Well, let's test if the docking controls work from this range and see if we can use them to autopilot our way home. And while the autopilot's engaged, we can use the gun turret as a little bit of a camera to look around below us. Right, there we go. We're approaching the base. Let's see if it can auto dock from there. Where's it gone? There it is. Here he comes. And there he goes. Our little scout drone has redocked. Awesome. Right, that was a fantastic little scouting mission. We managed to find a nice big supply of ice. However, it is 20 kilometers over that way. So we need to have a think about how we're going to mine and transport vast quantities of ice over such a long range. We need a drill rig and some sort of transport unit. Well, let's head to the building platform and have a think about this. Okay, well, I've had a little bit of a think, and I think I've got a plan of action. So what we need to do is I want to get up to space to get some uranium to make all these robots work a little bit better, because battery power alone isn't quite enough. So in order to get to space, we need hydrogen, and to get lots of hydrogen we need lots of ice, and there are no real ice lakes around here, but we did find one a couple of kilometers, well, 20 kilometers that way. And the only issue with that, other than the distance, is it is at the top of a very large set of cliffs. So getting a vehicle over there is going to be a little bit tricky. So my plan is to build a drill rig that can walk around and drill ice for us. I also need to build a transport ship to bring the hydrogen gas back to the base and then travel back to the drill rig. But I also need to build a transport ship that is capable of lifting the drill rig and taking it over there in the first place. And then once we've got all of those pieces in place, we need to build some sort of hydrogen storage and a docking station for the little tanker ship. So I've done a little bit of work already, and I have come up with this thing so far. It is the beginnings of a walking drill platform, which I have dubbed Hal's Moving Drill Rig. So let me show you what I've done so far. At the moment it's just a basic multi-pad with a basic forward walking cycle. Not really done much more work than that. And it has the beginnings of a drill rig underneath, but I've not done anything with that other than set the pieces up. And I'm building a computer for the walk cycle, in the middle of this little cockpit here, and I'm building a computer for the drill rig separately. And I've only put a few bits and pieces in place so far, I've not programmed anything for that yet. But we have made the walk cycle, so it can walk forwards at least. Or at least it can move its legs in a forward walking motion. I've not tested him yet. So the next step is setting up this drill rig and seeing if I can get it to do the things I want to do. And what I want it to do is deploy downwards. And then we can have these drills open up a little bit. And then we can have that rotor spinning. And that can just skim the surface of the floor while this thing walks around. And I've also placed a couple of O2H2 generators on here to process the ice, and a couple of big hydrogen tanks to store the ice. And we've got the very beginnings of a docking connector for some sort of little transport ship to land on. And there's an ejector system, or the beginnings of, that I'm working on to get rid of any unwanted stuff we might pick up, like stone and things like that. But the next thing, like I said, I want to do is get this drill rig automated so we can turn it on, deploy it and activate it, and then turn the whole thing off and retract it in one little on-off switch, which is going to be this light right here. But we'll leave all of that programming alone for now, because it's going to take quite a bit of work to get all of that done, and there's a lot of other things I need to consider. So to wrap up this episode, I thought I would give you all a little tour of the base so far, seeing as we're 10 episodes in now, and I've recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I've gotten my first channel members. So let's show you what we've done so far. So here we have our ore storage depot, which is where the redfish deposits all of its ore when it's been out drilling. We've got some direct access to it from here, and we've got a few bits of decorations and lighting knocking around the place. And then we have our refinery for processing all of our ore. And we've got one of the nice new industrial assemblers, a bunch of catwalks and stuff. There's a sorter system for managing the ore for us. And I've deliberately left some space at the back to potentially get some production modules in there at some future stage. And then we have a purpose-built docking pad for the crawler. It's got a little ramp leading off out into the wilderness. And we've got the docking arm here for it to connect to, and refuel and recharge, and all of that kind of stuff. And here we have our main control tower in the centre of the base. And this has got some crew quarters for me to sleep in, and a little kitchen, and a bit of storage, and a spider. And on the floor above that, we have the control room with our signal relay sign, so we can keep track of all the signals our mechs are operating on. Got a programmable block in the corner that doesn't really do much. And I've got some buttons here that I've not done a lot with yet, except for the defense systems button, in case we need to activate or deactivate it. And then we've got a bridge seat and a few extra buttons that I haven't quite figured out what to do with yet. And there we go, we've got a lovely view of the entire thing. And then we have the assembly plant for manufacturing all of our goodies for building robots with. So we've got a pair of industrial assemblers, a bit of cargo storage. Again, a bit of space has been left for any modules that we might try and get in the future. And then we have our scrapper coma bays for manufacturing and repairing some of the scrap comas. And these have a fully automated repair system that can be turned on or off as needed. And then we have our small grid construction platform for building small grid mechs on. And it has a couple of signs with a few leg settings that I like to use so they're easy to reference. We've got a button in the middle for generating a starting point for us for building our mechs. And we've got a little bit of cargo access in the floor. And we've got our control station for the construction platform. So we can make the platform go up and down with that. We can project our starting point with that. We can turn the merge block on and off for disconnecting, and we have a button for the floodlights if we're working in the dark. And then we've got our power station with a series of wind turbines and solar panels with a little substation in the middle that features 4 large grid batteries. Then we have our medical bay for healing and refueling. So we've got a hydrogen tank up there, an O2H2 generator, medical station, and a few bits of decoration, and a few little bits of storage. And here we have the doghouse for our Fenrir patrol robots, so that they can come and recharge and rearm when they need to. And here we have the scrap walker bays, where they can rearm and refuel and recharge when they need to. We have the docking computer at the back, and the docking arm system, and a little rotating docking pad. And each one has been updated with a few little bits of decoration. I've thrown a few random spiders in strange places. There's lots of barrels and shelves, and a few desks and things lying around now. And over here we have the docking station for the redfish, where it can dock up and deposit ore for us, and it can recharge and refuel. And here we have our first drone hangar bay, which is where the mini batches currently live. We've got 2 of them currently rearming and recharging, and 1 out on patrol. They each have their own individual docking pad and docking computer. And on this side we have the first of my mosquito drones. And over here we have the docking station for the Mantis. And he periodically makes a little stop in here on his way through, and if he needs a recharge, he'll stop and dock up and do what he needs to before making his way again. And we have a little shed here in the corner with the docking computer that controls everything for this docking station. And then finally we have the sign in the centre of town for our YouTube members. Once again, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for all of your support. It is greatly appreciated. But the other thing that I want to show you down here is dotted around the base. I have several of these doors which lead to the underground access I've been working on, because a few people have asked me how all these buildings are connected. And they're all connected underground by the conveyor systems, and it's gotten quite expansive down here and quite confusing, so I've had to put up signs so I know where I'm going if I'm ever down here digging out new tunnels. So as you can see, we have the refinery this way, construction platform access that way. So if we head over here, the refinery has a sneaky door of its own. get into the back. And if we follow these tunnels and these signs, we can get to other areas of the base using the underground access. And if we head this way to the construction platform instead, we have a door up to the construction platform there. We have a door into the medical station over there. And over here we have an access hatch back into the Mantis Bay. And that's about it for the base tour for now, so thank you for watching and thank you for supporting. Next time when we come back we'll work on this ice drilling and transportation system, because it's going to be quite complex and involve quite a few moving parts. So it'll probably take a couple of episodes to figure all that out. So thanks for watching and goodbye for now.